Hello friends, today in this tutorial we will be building a complete YouTube subscribe app where you can just subscribe to YouTube channels in JavaScript using YouTube Data API version 3. So this is a short little demo application. Let me just show you. First of all, you need to sign in onto your YouTube account in order to grant permissions. Let me select this account and then you will be granting permissions. I have already granted the permissions, so it will be redirecting to a new page. Here you can just enter the channel ID of the YouTube channel that you need to subscribe to. I am taking this example of Technical Guruji, and now you need to just copy paste this channel ID, YouTube channel ID like this, and paste it inside this box here, and then click on the subscribe button, and then you will see that you are successfully subscribed to Technical Guruji. So now you can see that this is red button, subscribe button is there, and now if I refresh this, it will change to gray button because I have subscribed to this channel programmatically using JavaScript. So it is just refreshing, so just refresh once again. It will take some time, so you can see that it has changed to gray color, subscribed. And now you will also see a unsubscribe button also there at below. Here you can just press this button to unsubscribe to this channel. If I press this, you can see that you are successfully unsubscribed to the channel. And once again, if I refresh the page, it will again change to red color. So just wait, it will take some time once again. So I am doing this programmatically, so I think that it again want to refresh the page once again. So just wait. Now you can see that it has changed to red color, subscribe here. So now you are not limited to one channel. Let me take my channel example, Coding Shiksha. So the channel ID will be different. So here you just need to copy paste channel ID, copy this channel ID, and once again change this. So as I change the value, all this will be gone. And now if I click subscribe, so you will see that you are successfully subscribed to Coding Shiksha. So now basically if I refresh the page, it will change to gray color. One subscriber will be added to this channel. So just wait. I think that 2 refreshes are required for every time to take place. So now you will see that gray color will be there. And once again, there is the option to unsubscribe it. I can just click and you are successfully unsubscribed to channel. So once again, if I refresh it 2 more times, it will change to red color once again. So just wait. So now you can see that it will change to red color. You can see that. So this will be a fun little application using the YouTube Data API version 3 in pure vanilla JavaScript. So let's start building this application from scratch, and all the source code of this application is there in the video description, so check the video. So now let's start coding this application from scratch, guys. So just open your favorite text editor. I am using Visual Studio Code text editor, so I will delete all the code. And first of all, you need to just write a boilerplate code for your HTML file. So I will just change this to YouTube subscribe or unsubscribe app. So we are also using some bootstrap. So for including bootstrap, you can just type here bootstrap CDN on Google, and the very first link which comes in, just copy the CSS. We only need CSS, and then make a link tag and paste the attribute to this. That's it. And now we will be using the container class for bootstrap, and inside this we will be giving a heading of YouTube subscribe app like this. So we just need to align this in the center of the screen. So text align to center, and after that we also need to write a h3 tag here. Please authenticate first to YouTube channel. And after that we will be having a simple button which will be having a class of btn danger. So these are bootstrap classes, and btn block, and this will be sign in with YouTube. And now if I reload the application, you will see, let me just go to my application. If I refresh, you will see that YouTube subscribe app, please authenticate first to YouTube channel. Let me just have some break tags after this, to break tags, and also after this. And now we just need to first of all create a client ID and client secret. For that you need to go to Google Developer Console. So just write on Google Developer Console and click on the first link, and here you need to create your project. I have already created a new project here. So after creating the project, you will be having in the sidebar, click on credentials, and here you need to create a new credentials in the form of client ID. Click on create credentials and click on OAuth client ID, and then it will ask some questions to you. It is a web application, so select here, and then in the authorized JavaScript origins, just write here localhost, http://localhost, and in the authorized redirect URI, we need to copy paste the URL of which we are using our application. So this is localhost 5500. So this will be the address of your application. So just copy this, and then you need to click on the create button. So it will create the client ID and client secret for you. So you only need the client ID, so just copy this button here, copy to clipboard. And now we also need to include our Google API. So just have the script tag, and the source will be equal to this, the YouTube client library which is there. This is JavaScript client library for Google. So copy this address, https://apis.google.com/js/api.js. So just include the script tag, and now we are done. We have loaded this link tag, and now we just need to load the library. Now guys, we will be writing some more code here, and we need to load this library that we have included, which will be just making another script tag, and inside this we will be using GAIP. So this is Google client library. We need to load this. So this contains a load method. Inside this we will pass here client underscore auth2. So this contains a callback function whether it was successful or not. So inside this function we just need to load our client ID. So here we can just use this function auth2.init. So this contains some parameters that we need to pass here, which is client ID like this, and here we will pass our client ID like this, that we have copy pasted from Google Developer Console like this. So now we are successfully loading this library, passing our client ID. Now we just need to bind a simple event handler, a on click. When we click this button of sign in with YouTube, we need to create a method which will be authenticate, and when the method is successful, then we will execute another method which will be load client like this. So now we just need to make this method. So we will be making just before this, so function authenticate. So inside this function guys, we just need to write we need to authenticate the user. So first of all, we will again use this Google client library, and inside this there is a method auth2.get auth instance, and there is a method is sign in, and inside this method we need to provide the scope object. So scope will be equal to what kind of information that you are accessing from the API. So we need to pass this one scope is, which is googleapis.com/auth/YouTube and for .force-SSL. So this is the only scope that we need to pass, and this returns a promise whether it was successful or not. We can handle this by .then. So you can see that this is a callback function which will execute when the promise is resolved. So here we just need to have a callback function. So inside this callback function, whether when it is successful, we can print a statement on the console that sign in successful, like this. And after that, this also contains a second method. If it is not successful, like this will contain an error like this, and here we can just print out the error like this. And this is the whole method. And now basically what we can do here is that we can write the second method, which was load client. So here we can write the second method, which was load client. So inside this method, guys, we need to set the API key also. So in order to set the API key, there is a method inside this, which is GAIP client dot set API key. Set API key, and here you just need to pass your API key. So basically, if I hop over to our Google Developer Console, on the topmost side you will see the API keys. In order to create a new API key, just click on create credential and creating the API key. So it will hardly take 5 seconds. So this is your brand new API key, copy to clipboard, and now you can just paste it here inside this function like this. And now we have successfully set our API key, and after setting it, we need to return from this function GAIP dot client, and we need to load some documents here. So inside this we need to pass this URL, which is https googleapis.com /discovery /version1 /apis /YouTube version3 /rest. So this you need to pass here, and this also returns a promise. We need to handle this by .then. So inside this, once again, this will have a success function and also a error function. So like this. So this will contain an error, so we can just console log the error like this. So once it is successful, we can also, inside this successful function, we can just console log on the console log that Google client library client loaded successfully, like this. That's it. And now I can just check the application, if it is loading the API or not. If I hop over to the, you can see that this is a button, and I need to right click, go to inspect, and open the console here for debugging purposes. So here it is, this is the object. Not a valid origin for the client, localhost 5500 has not been. Let me just clear out the cache here, empty cache and hard reload, and now you will not see this error. Once again it is, guys, the error was very simple. Just go to console developersgoogle.com and go to the client ID that you created, click on the pencil icon, and here you can just edit it. And in the authorized JavaScript origin, we also need to put the full address. We need to provide the 5500 here also. So just make this change and click on save, and now hopefully the error will gone here. And now again, if I check here, let's suppose I go back to the application, and once again you need to right click, empty cache and hard reload for this error to gone here. And now you will not see this error once again. And now I can click on sign in YouTube here, and once again the list of accounts will be shown to me if I select this account. So after this, you need to click on advance and go to project unsafe. You need to make this change, and then it will ask for the permissions like this. You need to allow this permissions, grant the permissions, and then again you need to click on allow like this. So you will see that sign in successful and GA API client loaded successfully. So now we are successfully signing in successful, and now we just need to load the API and make a call to the API. And now basically guys, when we are successfully signed in, we need to hide this stuff here, which is h3 tag and this sign in with YouTube button, because we are successfully logged in. So for this functionality, we will make a slight change inside our index.html. We will add a div tag here, which will surround all this stuff, which will, let me add a div which will have a ID of block. So this will contain, we need to surround this inside h3 and the button. So when the button ends, we need to close this div like this. And now basically when inside our authenticate function, when we are sign in successful, we need to create a new entry which is const block here, and we will use the backtick symbol like this. And now we just need to create some dynamic HTML. So and when this when we are the sign in is successful, we need to first of all target this by document.getElement by ID, and here we will pass the block here, and we will be clearing out all the HTML which was there previously by inner HTML property like this. And now we just need to make some dynamic HTML inside this. So inside this we will be having a form group class of Bootstrap, which will be styling the input field for us. So inside this we will be having a input field, which will be having a Bootstrap class of form control, and also we will be having, this will be typed to text, because in this field we'll be entering the channel ID, and also we will be giving a ID to it of channel ID so that we can just target it in JavaScript, and the placeholder will be equal to the channel ID. So that's it. So after this we will also be having a simple button in order to submit the form. So this will also be having the form group class. So inside this we will have a simple button. It will have a class of btn danger, and simply the text will be subscribe to channel, or simply be subscribe. Close the button, and that's it for now. We need to also add this HTML to our document result div. So document.getElement by ID. So the ID that we have given is block. So the inner HTML will be equal to this block like this, and just change this from const to let. And now if I reload the application, and if I click on the sign in with YouTube, and once again I select this account, so you will see that this will contain this input field now. So now you need to enter the channel ID to whatever channel that you need to subscribe to, and then there is a subscribe button. And let me just also give it a btn block class so that it spans the entire screen. So now you can see that if I again select the account, so now you can see that it is taking the entire space of the screen. And now we need to just call the API, YouTube API, in order to actually subscribe to the channel. So now basically guys, we will be writing the subscribe function. For that we first of all need to bind a on-click listener on the button. So just add this on-click. So when we click this button, we will execute this subscribe function that we will write here. So just write this. And also just after this button, we also need to store a div here, which will be holding the result for us. So whether you have subscribed to a channel or unsubscribed to a channel. So the messages will be contained inside this div. So just declare a div and provide a ID to it of result. That's it. And now we will make this function which will be subscribe. So function subscribe. So inside this function there is a method inside the YouTube data API. So first of all we need to get the channel ID. So in order to get the channel ID we will use document.getElement by ID, and the ID that we have given to the channel ID input field is channel ID. In order to extract the value we will use dot value. So this will get the channel ID that the user has entered, and now we just need to make a simple request to the API. So the API contains a method which is we need to write here return statement. First of all, gaip dot client dot YouTube dot subscriptions, and inside this there is the insert method. So here we are just inserting one channel into our subscription list. So insert, and this takes a object, some properties. First is a part parameter. So this needs to be initialized to snippet. So these are standard parameters, so you need to provide these parameters, comma the resource. So resource is kind of object here. You need to put a set of curly brackets, and inside this there is a snippet property. Again this is an object, and now inside the snippet we will be having another object which will be resource ID. So inside this resource ID, first property will be kind, and this will be initialized to YouTube hash channel, and put a comma here, and the second property will be the actual channel ID that you need to insert. So we will be inserting the channel ID that we are getting from the user. So that's it. And now basically after this returns a promise. We need to handle this by dot then. So this will tell you that whether the request to the API is successful or not. So if the request is successful, this will contain a callback function. This will get the response to us, and also this will get a error function. So if any kind of error take place, we can just display this error also, like this console log error. So inside this we can just first of all console log the response which is coming back from the API, console log response, like this. And let me just check if it is working or not. If I go back to the application, and if I again repeat this process, sign in with YouTube and select this account, and if I pass here technical Guruji channel ID, let me just wait. We need to just open the console here, right click console here like this, and here if I copy paste this, click on subscribe, and now basically you will see that it will return a response to us, and these are the properties which are returned from the API. Inside the result we have the snippet. This is the ID of the channel. Inside the snippet we have title, technical Guruji, description, published at, all that stuff. So now we are successfully subscribed to. So if I refresh it, you will see that it will change to gray. So just wait, it takes time. You will see that it has changed to gray here. We have successfully subscribed to this channel, and now we just need to display this information. So in order to display this information, so now in order to display the message whether you are subscribed to a channel or not, we first of all need to declare a global variable right here at the top of the script here, which will be holding the ID of the channel. So this will be particularly useful when we want to unsubscribe from a channel. So just declare this ID variable right here at the top, and now inside this we will be initializing this property to ID is equal to response dot result dot ID. That's it. And now we will be making a new variable which will be result. So inside this result variable we will use the backtick symbol, and inside this we will be making a message, some kind of message inside this. So first of all we will be displaying the image by image source will be equal to, this will be the channel image, so this will equal to response dot result dot snippet, and inside this there is a thumbnails property. If you check the response, I will just write this thumbnails dot, and after that there is a default thumbnail and the URL, that's it. And this is, we need to close it, close the image tag. And after that we also need to display the heading, h3 heading, that is you are successfully subscribed to, followed by the title. In order to get the title, it is very easy, response. So if you carefully notice the response by yourself, you will notice that this is located inside response.result.snippet.title. If I close this at h3 like this, and now we will be giving some bootstrap classes to image, which will be image rounded, to make this image as rounded like this. And after this button, first of all let me just add this anchor tag. So we need to surround this by anchor tag so that to make it as clickable. So this href attribute will be equal to https youtube.com/channel/ followed by the channel ID. So in order to get the channel ID, it is very easy. This is located inside response.result.snippet.resource ID dot channel ID, that's it. So this is the channel ID. Let me just write this. So channel ID. So close the anchor tag, and we need to surround this with the image tag, so we will not close it right here. We also need to close this parentheses like this. So we need to close this anchor tag after the image tag. So after the image tag is closed, so right here we need to close this anchor tag like this to make the whole image clickable. And also we will be just be executing this target to blank. So basically when we click the image, it will be opening the link in a new tab. And now we just need to add this to the DOM. So we will again use the document.getElementById, and here we can just target it by result.innerHTML will be equal to result like this. That's it. And now if I check the application once again, if I click on the sign in with YouTube, and here we need to select the account. If I select this account once again, and now we need to have the channel ID, click on subscribe. So you will see that you are successfully subscribed to Technical Guruji. So now we are successfully rendering out this confirmation message, and now we are just have to also have the functionality of unsubscribe also. So right here after the h3 we will also be having a unsubscribe button. So we will giving a class to it of btn danger. So these are bootstrap classes. So the text will be simply unsubscribe. Close the button like this. So when we click this button, we need to execute a function. Similarly, we need to bind a on-click event handler unsubscribe like this. Unsubscribe like this. So now if I refresh the application once again, you will see a unsubscribe button also appearing it in the application. So just wait. If I select this account and enter the channel ID, click subscribe, you will see that this unsubscribe button is coming, and now we just need to simply write this unsubscribe function also. So right here we will write this function unsubscribe. So unsubscribe function is very easy. First of all, we need to delete all the entry which are there inside result, like this, inner HTML2, nothing, like this. Clear out the entry, clear out the previous messages, because we are unsubscribing the channel. And after that, we need to get the channel ID like this, document dot get element by ID dot value. So this will get the value of the channel ID. And now we just need to make a simple delete request of the YouTube API, gaip.client .youtube .subscriptions, and inside this there is a delete method, and this takes some options. So this will take all the options previously similar. This will take only the ID, it will only take the ID that we have stored inside it. So this will equal to ID will be equal to the ID variable that we have stored globally. So this will contain the ID of the channel that we need to delete. So once again we need to handle this promise by dot then. So if it is successful, and if it is not successful, like this. So this will hold the error. We can just console log the error like this, console log error, and inside the success function we need to first of all print the response which is coming, console log response, and this response will be there inside this function. And after this we need to simply copy paste the message that we have earlier on, like this. Here I need to copy this and simply paste this. But in this scenario, this image will not be available to us, so we can just delete this, and also this anchor tag will also not be available. And simply we need to here write you are successfully unsubscribed to the channel. Also there will not be any kind of title. You are unsubscribed to channel, and we will change this to subscribe from unsubscribe, like this, subscribe, and this to also subscribe. That's it. So this is the application, guys. So the application is complete. Hopefully the application is complete almost. And now if I repeat this process once again, if I select this account here, if I enter the channel ID, subscribe, so you will see that you are successfully subscribed to Technical Guruji. And if I unsubscribe, so you can see that you are successfully unsubscribed to channel. And I can also cross check. If I reload the application, you will see that it will change from gray color to red color. This is a channel that I am targeting. I need to once again reload it, so it takes time to refresh changes. So you can see that it has changed to red color. So we are also unsubscribing channels. You can even subscribe it once again. You can see that you're subscribed to. Just play with this button. So you need to be cautious because YouTube can block your channel. And also one last thing that we need to do is that we need to just bind a simple event listener on this input field. So when we change this value, we need to clear out this stuff here. So this is very easy. We need to go to the input field here, right here inside, right above here. So here we just need to bind a simple on change. So when the value changes, we need to fire event. So channel changes. So this is a method name. and here we just need to write a simple function here, function channel changes, and here we just need to document.getElement by id. We need to select the result here and change its inner HTML to nothing like this. So now if I reload the application, if I select this again, once again, if I have the channel ID, subscribe it, and if I make any kind of change here, and if I reload it, you will see that all this will be gone here. We need to once again write this value and again subscribe. And now this is a complete application, guys. So thanks very much for watching this video. So I think that you like this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel, and a whole source code of this application is given in the video description, the GitHub repository. Let me just show you this GitHub repository, which is available inside my GitHub account. There is one single file, index.html. So this is the, let me just see, this is the repository, YouTube subscribe or unsubscribe app. So only one single index.html file is there. So just download this file and enjoy this application. So thanks very much for watching this video.